Hands it off out of the gun.
And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Mahomes now to throw.
The throw for Tony is intercepted. And the Texans are in great shape here as they take over at the 46-yard line.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. Throwing to start the drive. McBride. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Off play action. McBride. Open man here, Sims, complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. Pierce will try to pick it up.
And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
First and 10, it's Pierce.
And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. Looking to throw on 2nd down. McBride.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Back to throw. McBride.
And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. 2nd down coming up.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds.
They'll run here with Pierce.
And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
Again, it's Pierce.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Holding. Offense.
A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. McBride. This is caught. Touchdown, Texans.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
A 12-yard touchdown grab. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
And now here comes Kansas City. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. So the completion good for 7 there. And that will bring up 2nd down.
2nd quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend.
From the 31, Mahomes completes it to Hardman. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now here's Mahomes. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. And again, it's Mahomes.
And that'll be caught by Tony.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Here's Mahomes to throw. And this one is incomplete. Here's the Chiefs punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well. So that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field's still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down.
And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. Give him 30 yards there. But one thing's for sure, they're going to have to come up with something at halftime because he is absolutely roasting them right now.
They're going to go through the whole litany of things, changing coverages, what are we going to do to put a man on him? The big thing to me is treat it like a good pitcher treats pitching a game. Change your timing, change your location. So sometimes you're up on him, sometimes you're back. Just change up the looks that he sees and make him just a little bit more hesitant.
Over the middle, that's caught by Mechie. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Throwing on 1st down, McBride.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
Back to throw again.
That's underneath to Pierce. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another 1st. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. Made us first. This now from 46 yards away. Butker's kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So this lead, Charles, just continuing to swell here in the first half.
That's interesting. When we talked to them prior to the game, they told us that their game plan was take no prisoners, and they've lived up to it so far because everything has worked. No guarantee that'll continue, but all in all, this coaching staff's got to be very pleased by what they've seen.
He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So it's on to...
Well, look around the NFL. We'll have to wait for postgame because we are moving right through halftime and on to the 3rd quarter.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 22. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He finds his man, complete. It's Medina. To throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And some room to maneuver.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. Well, and this is where quarterbacks' passing numbers sometimes get a little bit more inflated than they should, because this is a short little pass, but it goes for big yardage.
Throwing now is Mahomes. And his throw here is incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Mahomes going to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. His throw caught right around the 6. So they hit pay dirt, but don't count it yet. There's laundry on the field. We'll see what the penalty flag is about.
Holding. Offense.
Orlando Brown, the former Raven, the guilty party.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Mahomes to throw once more. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe, and that will move the deficit from 20 down to 17. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
This taken in at the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Juju Smith-Schuster and the rest of this offense heading back out there. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
67 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Off the play fake. McBride. That's caught by Howard. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 45-yard line. Off play action. McBride. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. And 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw again.
To Pierce, they set up the screen. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, McBride. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
How many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after.
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw.
Smith-Schuster hauling in yet another catch.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun, McBride. He's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th. Butker's kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
There are 3 more points tacked on, and this margin getting more comfortable by the minute.
And with the lead where it is, you can actually feel good about field goals. We talk all the time about scoring 6s, not 3s. But in this case, they're just looking to chew up some time and come away with points.
Taken in at the 3. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Throwing on 2nd and 8, Mahomes. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down.
Tell you what, he did not have much time there to stay in the field before he was ducking and covering.
Did it appear to you, as it did to me, that the defensive front won their play really quickly? Meaning the guys in front of them had almost no chance to block them. They were on him in a hurry.
After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. He'll drop to throw.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. That's taken at around the 40. Able to slither by.
And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt.
And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. He gets this one to Mechie. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. Yards remain for 2nd down.
Operating from the gun. McBride over the middle, complete. That's Howard. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
A run for Pierce out of the gun.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down.
And he'll get this down only to the 18. To throw on 3rd down. McBride.
He's got his man. It's Pierce.
Yeah, boy, he had the marker square in his sights, but a good tackle's going to leave him about a yard or so short. The screen good for 6, but it's not enough as it leads to a 4th down. Butker's kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So he's got another field goal, his 4th now in the game. He's making it look easy out there.
He certainly is, and they're always aiming for A swing of the leg that repeats under pressure, right? So nothing's different. He's got that right now because confidence is breeding confidence.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
And out come the Chiefs now.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
From the 39, Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the ground. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now Mahomes. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Medina. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 34-yard line. 1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the... From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw, it's Mahomes. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. It's the correct call.
So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
Mahomes firing complete.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 10. Mahomes is going to run the option left. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And he's got it. Touchdown. Travis Kelce from 8 yards out.
And the Chiefs are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Well, it seemed like they were so focused elsewhere they forgot about the tight end spot, and he's the one that burns them there to make this a 3-score game here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
I think there might be a little bit of defensive fatigue from those guys on that side of the ball, partner, because they've been spending their time trying to stop them from all angles. This time the tight end gets them.
Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And it would appear that that first-round bye certainly helped. They've looked fresh from the start and no letdown here as they lead big in this divisional round, and they look to book a spot in the conference championship. 86 yards rushing for him now in the ball game as he is trying to will his guys to the championship round next weekend. So fourth quarter, a nice run there to start this drive. Charles, what do you think the split will be here between run and pass?
Well, partner, I think it'll lean towards the run, but this is also not a time where you just totally do that. You still have to possess the ball, move the sticks, and keep the clock moving as well. So they'll run their offense, but yeah, when they have a chance to run it, they'll do that a little bit more.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield.
And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
On 2nd down, here's Pierce.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
On 3rd down, here's Pierce.
And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. 7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks.
I know the game's not over, but there's got to be a sense of satisfaction right now for the guy carrying the football a bunch today. 99 yards, and he has enough time to go over the century mark.
Well, you got to give it to him again, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You're not worried about losing yardage here. You're not worried about any of that. You just want to get him to the promised land for every runner. 100 yards or more in a game.
Down to the 42, 2nd down. Another carry for Pierce.
And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Operating from the gun, McBride.
Open man is Mechie, and he's got him.
And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 21. A big 3rd down pickup of 20 yards.
The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
On 1st and 10, McBride. He's got Gore.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
To throw on 2nd down, McBride. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Howard.
And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. 1st and goal. Operating from the gun, McBride. And this is going to be intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick.
And the Chiefs are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
He was looking for his tight end, Kelsey, but it'll be 2nd down. Mahomes now to throw. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
So a tug on the face mask, and that's going to cost him 15 yards.
And sometimes it'll go unnoticed, but that one, pretty obvious for everyone to see.
Mahomes' throw caught by Tony. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Now it's Mahomes again. Over the middle, open is Thomas.
He's got room at the 30, and he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
Mahomes now on first down. He finds his man, complete. It's Medina. And they'll get this down to the 10. Throwing on first down is Mahomes. And it's caught. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further.
This likely a must-have. Third and goal. And they'll run again.
And he's going to bowl his way into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown.
Isaiah Pacheco.
A 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Chiefs have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back from the 32 now. Here's first and 10.
And they'll go right back to Pierce.
He'll get it to the 23-yard line. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively.
Running it out of the gun with Pierce.
And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
Pierce now up the middle.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming going to go anywhere. On third down, McBride. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. And they have secured a spot in the conference championship, and now you can start to smell it at this point in the season, can't you? to the Super Bowl, and we'll know soon enough which team that'll be as we are underway in the AFC title game.
Fields it right around the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
And we can talk all we want about football being a team game and leaning on different parts and aspects in order to get it done. And that's entirely true during the regular season. Some weeks it's the defense, the special teams, running the football. But in the playoffs, all the pressure reverts to the quarterback, and he has to play well and play at a really high level in order for his team to win.
On the ground, and right away, he lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. So they've got the football, and they'll start right on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
As you and I both know, one reason teams sprint plays to start a game is so they can practice them ahead of time. I will guarantee you, that fumble was not in the script.
You don't think they had fumble written next to play one there?
No, that was never in the script because they want to have good memories when they go into a ball game, not something that could have gone wrong.
So out come the Texans in great starting field position. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
And so often when you've stolen a possession, as they just did there,
on the first play,
picking up the fumble, the natural inclination is to attack, go after them big. Sometimes what you just want to do is put the ball in the hands of one of your best players and one of their favorite plays and establish your dominance that way.
Over the middle, that's caught by Mechie. And the Texans are going to be set up with a first and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at first and goal.
It's first and goal. A chance for the first points of this AFC title bout. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston.
Reggie Gilliam.
A 6-yard touchdown run.
And the Texans are on the board first here in this AFC Championship game.
Things could just not have started any better for them. But they get the turnover, the football right away, able to capitalize on offense for 6.
And we're talking about setting a tone in any game, right? The first points of the ball game, how about during the playoffs? Vitally important, and they've done that in this one.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
This one fielded at the 5.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. Time again to see Josh Jacobs and this Vegas offense operate.
He's got to clear his mind a little bit right now. One carry, and that carry was a lost fumble.
Clear his mind, clear his hands, and just let this one go. Sometimes it happens. You drop the ball, got a full game ahead of him, hand it to him again, see if they can start to produce.
Now we get a stoppage because a member of the Raiders shaken up on that one. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. On play action, they'll throw. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 27 yards there, a first down.
Gotta love a guy who'll stand in there and deliver. No matter what the pressure, waits for the route to come open, hangs in there, and completes the pass.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 32-yard line. Looking to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
The slant connects with Davante Adams. And the Raiders are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage one play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up 1st and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far in this drive. This offense on the march.
They'll set up to throw. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Davante Adams from 6 yards away.
And the Raiders are an extra point away from evening this one up.
That's why you've got your star out there. Throw the ball to him. They did.
That's simply saying we don't care what coverage you put out there. He's so good. We're going there with the football anyway, and there's not a thing you can do about it.
Inside the red zone, they go to him. He gets it done. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So the drive there took 6 plays. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And Davante Adams able to finish things with a touchdown reception.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game.
The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work. But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Back to throw. McBride. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted.
And the Raiders are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
It's a jet sweep. This is Renfro. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
As a wideout, when you take that handoff and you come around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw in that play with a loss.
Here we go on 2nd and 12.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And that's complete to Adams. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 34. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10.
Down to about the 32. Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line.
They'll set up a throw.
They swing that out wide to Jacobs. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Going for it all. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Given credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. 4th down, and on comes the Raider kicker, Daniel Carlson.
From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt.
The kick by Carlson is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 9 yards that time.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw it, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. McBride.
This will be complete to Mechie.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll bring up 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-body tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. Looking to throw on 2nd down. McBride, it's complete. It's Gore.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
On 1st down, McBride going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that is incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. McBride. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Back to throw again.
To Pierce, they set up the screen. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another 1st down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Give to Pierce.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun, McBride. Out to the left there and complete to Howard.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
Ten 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Illegal touching. Offense.
Would have put him in the lead, but hold that thought.
Yeah, the celebration had to stop, didn't it? Because now you're on a real uptick. You're in the lead. Instead, you're still behind. Have to find a way to regroup.
Butker's kick here is good, and that will knot us up at 10. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points. Able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field.
And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. He'll look to throw. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle 3rd of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. They'll run right here with Jacobs. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
Oftentimes when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. They'll look to throw here. Nick Bosa in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down.
Now this is where field awareness comes into play. He's getting perilously close to his own goal line, and after that sack, backed up to his own 2.
Here's A.J. Cole now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Throwing on 1st down. McBride. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Now a handoff for Pierce.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Back to throw. McBride. He's got Gore.
And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. Now a play fake here on first down.
Swings this one out wide for Pierce.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Here's Pierce. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
On 3rd and 2, McBride.
Open man is Mechie, and he's got him. And the Texans are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
On 1st and 10, McBride. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
Back to the ground with Pierce.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1.
He'll try again.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown.
Damian Pierce
taking it in from a yard out as they have taken the lead. Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
Butker now to add the extra point. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17 to 10. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all.
And it was Damian Pierce closing things out with a touchdown run.
Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Las Vegas' offense back out there ready to go.
They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. It's caught here by Adams.
Finding room at midfield.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
Yeah, and that's a run born out of ferociousness. He took on that initial contact and in his mind just screamed, "Out of my way," and kept right on going and wound up turning it into a big play.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact.
A little antsy on the left side of the line.
Yeah, I think they got the guy in the end. I think they got the DN there on that one. And let's face it, he is so amped up. Wanting to get a good get-off on the snap, jump too quickly.
They will come up on a 1st and 5 following the encroachment penalty. Jacobs going to try the middle. A good move on the carry, but still brought down just inside the 40.
Second down, Jacobs once more.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll look to throw. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. The offense on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now back to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line.
That's a double win there, partner. You keep out of the return man's hands, and you pin him inside the 5-yard line. Pretty darn good.
And the Texans set to come onto the field. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a 1-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20.
40 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
I guess it's good we can't really read the mind of the defensive coordinator now, huh?
Had him pinned back there deep, give up that run. Can't be happy.
Yeah, whatever is in his mind right now, we probably couldn't say over the air.
So a much rosier picture now after that last play. Here's 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. Operating from the gun, McBride. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. So the completion good for just 3, and that'll make it 2nd down. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth.
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
On 1st down, McBride. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston.
John Mechie.
50 yards.
And the Texans go up by 2 touchdowns.
On this stage, conference championship game, every play is magnified, and that was a big play.
No doubt about it. One thing that has these guys a step away from a shot at the big game, their big play ability. They can strike from anywhere.
Extra point by Butker is on target,
and the lead now up to 14. 5 plays there on that drive.
And it was all capped off by a John Mechie touchdown reception.
Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25.
The Raiders offense ready to go. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. He'll drop to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Jacobs. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
Lets this go for Renfro downfield.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders.
Hunter Renfro,
40 yards.
And the Raiders get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. Carlson now to add the extra point. He's got it, and it's 24-17. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive.
And it was Hunter Renfro who capped things off with a touchdown reception.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Offense back out there along with Dameon Pierce.
We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. A final shot before break. McBride. So we come upon halftime in the AFC title game. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks. As always, 1 half remains in the battle to see who will take home that Lamar Hunt trophy and represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. We'll get back to you guys in just a moment. But first, time to look ahead to the NFC Championship coming up later today. And it should be a great one as well, as it'll be the New York Giants squaring off against the Los Angeles Rams. On now to a check on the next-gen stats in the first half for the Raiders. And I can imagine the halftime discussions are about how can we improve the running game. They have not had success so far, and it's reflected on the scoreboard. Meanwhile, for the Texans, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. This will be fielded inside the 5. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And the Texans getting ready to go here to begin the third quarter. And I think here with the lead, CD, they have to resist that temptation of kind of looking ahead. Would you agree?
Absolutely, I would agree, because they know the stakes. They know the winner of this game goes to the Super Bowl. And this one, it's far from over. They were the better team in the first half, but they do know that they're facing their toughest opponent of the year. And they've got to be prepared for them to fight it out all the way and add a few extra wrinkles in the second half as well. They need to stay on guard. Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
First and 10, it's Pierce.
Now the ball comes loose, but I think a Texan player was able to get his hands on it, and they will indeed hold on to the ball and the possession. To throw on second down, McBride. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a first and goal.
So 3 plays already first and goal, and they are wasting little time.
They'll run here with Pierce.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans.
Juju Smith-Schuster
from a yard out.
And the Texans take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So the touchdown there, and that play, the tap pass, so simple, Charles, on the face of it, but what makes it so difficult for defenses to stop?
I think it's the precision and the quickness in which the play occurs, because the snap gets to the quarterback. He's essentially playing volleyball with it, just immediately just shoveling it forward. And when that receiver's at a full head of steam, if you don't take the edge away, he's got a chance to get to the corner and get upfield. But if you take the edge away, that's your chance to disrupt that play.
And no disruption there, that's for sure, as it winds up 6 points.
So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half.
They make their second half debut here. Things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives them a first down.
And the Las Vegas first down.
Back to throw.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the Texans are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different colored jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
The Texans offense set to regain possession. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 42.
On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive.
Oh, look at the juke.
And he'll be taken down at about the 45.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45.
To throw on 3rd down. McBride. Quick hitter here. It's complete.
And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Throwing on 1st down. McBride. Throw left side complete. That's Pierce. Nothing at all on that one. It'll be 2nd down. Looking to throw. McBride. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40.
Carlos Basham
able to collapse the pocket, get to him, and drop him for a loss of a yard. On 3rd down, McBride. And that will be incomplete. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a 2-touchdown game.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and results into results. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving. And a manageable third down becomes a lot less manageable. 3rd and 7 after the false start. He'll look to throw. And a throw there going to be incomplete. Here's A.J. Cole now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. And the football going back over now to the Houston Texans. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 65 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. From the gun on 3rd down, McBride. And he finds Howard complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up.
Well, they come out and take a look at him. We will step aside for just a moment.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Back to throw. McBride.
Right side completes to Mechie. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Well, there wasn't much there with that hitch route. They didn't gain what they expected. But sometimes when you call a hitch, you really don't have an alternate to go to. You don't have a second route to throw it to. So sometimes you have to rifle in there and hope for the best.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
On the carry, this is Pierce. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down.
And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
Pierce will try to pick it up.
Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
1 quarter remains until we crown the AFC champion. Back now in Houston, It's the Texans in control of the football and leading this game as well as we start the fourth. They'll try and run for it. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. They're going to look to throw. Open man, that's Renfro. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw here. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Fourth quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
The Raiders on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Again, he'll drop to throw. And it's complete to Adams.
And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas.
Davante Adams with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Raiders have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25.
Houston set to take over.
And right now they're just looking for a little more cushion, trying to make this a 2-score game. Points here would go a long way, obviously, to propelling them into the next round.
And this is where the head coach, offensive coordinator, they've had to set a tone all year long about what they do on offense. So most teams want to stay in attack mode, but you have to do it with some bit of caution, don't you? Because you can't come away with no points. You need these points here in order to feel a lot better about where they are in this game.
But this time of the year, playoffs, game of this magnitude, this is what we hope for.
Yeah, it's exactly what we hope for. You want to run your offense cautiously, but not so cautiously that you just give it up.
To throw on 3rd down. McBride
to Pierce. They set up the screen.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. Looking to throw. McBride. It's complete. It's Gore. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down. Stop down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 42-yard line. They'll look to throw again. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Howard. He is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That'll put him over 100 receiving yards now in this AFC title game. It's a 1st down.
This is Pierce.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
87 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
A first carry for Samaje Perine. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8.
On second down, here's Pierce.
And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
He's tackled at the 7-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up third.
On third down, McBride. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to make it a 2-score game. Butker's kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that's, CD, an important one here in the fourth quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
Marching back onto the field now, Devontae Adams and company getting set to go. Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting them, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. They'll set up to throw.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
He's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'm guaranteed he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. On 1st and 10, McBride
into the hands of Smith-Schuster on the crossing pattern.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
Pierce now up the middle.
And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. Looking to throw on 2nd down. McBride, and that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. From 4 yards out.
And the Texans are closing in on a Super Bowl berth now as they extend their fourth quarter lead. An important score there, CD, and now an important extra point because it would make it a 3-score game.
Love the math there, and at this point in the fourth quarter, look, we all need next-gen stats, right? We all use them, but we don't need them here, do we? Because that means it's almost a certain victory.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
So out come the Raiders.
And their dream of a Super Bowl berth so close 3 quarters ago, but obviously starting to slip away if it hasn't already. They need points here and in a hurry.
Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Looking to throw. The left side throw complete to Adams. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And he fires one that's intercepted.
Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD.
So a 4th quarter pick.
And all that hard work has paid off. They're AFC champions, and on to the Super Bowl they go.
It's got to be an amazing feeling.
champions have come and gone. Who will claim number 60 as we're off in the 2026 Super Bowl?
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback.
So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
And no doubt he's living out a dream right now. He's had dating back to his first days of playing football as a kid. But he certainly can't get lost in the moment right now. There's still a Super Bowl to be played. And his offense, they're looking to him to be their leader. You can take it all in when it's over. Right now, you've got the biggest game of your life to win.
They'll start on the ground with Pierce.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Their first play from scrimmage is a pickup at 13. Just an offensive line. I think keep clearing holes like that. Could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, where that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Off the play fake, McBride to the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. To throw on third down, McBride. And that is incomplete.
Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt.
And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. So now here are the Giants backed up to start their first drive.
They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
As we begin the Super Bowl, we are looking at one of the game's most important players. And whether he's the centerpiece of the offense or taking a backseat to his teammates, offenses always look to the quarterback to be a leader in moments like this. He's got to be that calm, composed pillar out there who stays level-headed and keeps everyone focused on the task at hand.
And they're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7.
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down.
And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Back to throw, Fields.
And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. And the Giants send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And it's fielded at the 34. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive, McBride. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. Off play action, McBride. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Leonard Williams, the former number 6 overall pick, got the sack that time. Well, there was 2nd long, now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
He's got his man. It's Pierce. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he gets the first down.
Here's Tommy Townsend now
as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Hell, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too. I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection.
Now a first down throw, Fields. This one goes out wide for Barkley.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
On the move past the 40. Still going. Touchdown, Giants. Odell Beckham with a first touchdown of the Super Bowl and a long one at that. And the Giants are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. So a long play for our first points in the Super Bowl.
No doubt about it, and what we see here is something that we saw all year long from them. The ability to strike from anywhere on the field. How about the way they got it started in this one?
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good.
And that makes the score 7-0.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. But Houston's offense taking over again.
They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground here on first down.
They'll get this to the 24, and it's second down.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Off the play fake. McBride
gets the dump off to Pierce.
Short completion, just 4 yards. And now it's 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Back to throw. McBride
finds his man. It's John Mechie. And he is going to have a Texans first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
On first down, McBride.
And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's second down now.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Back to throw again. He gets it to Sims, complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
On 3rd down, here's Pierce.
And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
So the drive takes him into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
First down, they go right back to Pierce.
And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48.
And they'll go right back to Pierce.
They find some open field here. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done.
47 yards rushing for him now in the opening quarter of this Super Bowl.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He's got Gore.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
To throw on second down, McBride.
The pass finds Mechie in the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. John Mechie.
A 22-yard touchdown grab.
And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this Super Bowl at 7.
The fly route works for the TD grab.
And you know the receivers love to say, if we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And it was all capped off by a John Mechie touchdown reception. And he returns this to the 22.
Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here.
So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Looking to throw again on second down.
Fields. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He was a 1,000-yard receiver during the regular season, and that's his first catch of this Super Bowl, and he picks up the first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Fields on first down.
That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
Second down and 3. Fields now to throw. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Play action. It's Fields.
He'll buy some time right.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the first down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
We've got a lot more ahead of us here in Super Bowl 60. Second quarter coming your way next.
7-all is the score. We'll return after this message. You're watching the NFL, and it's right here on EA Sports.
Appreciate everyone joining us. Super Bowl 60 here tonight. Time to begin the second quarter. Brandon Gardner alongside Charles Davis up in the booth as we get set to resume play.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Throwing again on 2nd and 10.
Fields. That's taken in by Duvernay. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. From the gun on 3rd down, Fields.
Caught left side, it's Beckham. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 27-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
On first down, it's Fields.
They'll set up the screen to Barkley.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
On second down, here's Barkley. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Now it's Fields off the bootleg. And able to find Ggggggg as tight end. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard.
Well, they were in the red zone, and they needed a first down. Was it a surprise to you that they went to the tight end?
Not at all. I thought, though, the defense might put a little more pressure on him, but still able to complete it.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now Fields. Open man is Duvernay.
And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down. Throwing again on second down.
Fields on the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
The Giants on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. On the draw, this is Barkley. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. Sort of interesting going with a draw play there. Do you like that call?
I don't, but it would be a lot more powerful coming from me if I'd said it before the play actually happened, if I had first guessed it. But look, a draw in that situation, heavy risk reward. If he walks in, it looks like a great call, doesn't it?
Yeah, instead brings up a tough 4th down. So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. They'll try and run forward with Barkley. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time. Barkley, toss play left. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
3rd and goal, a big play in this Super Bowl. Here's Fields.
This is caught. Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's 4th and goal.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
They'll run for it with Barkley. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Saquon Barkley. A 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Giants' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. So 4th and goal, their head coach gave that offensive line one more chance to punch it in, and this time they were successful.
They certainly paid off the coach's confidence, didn't they? And how about the fact that they stayed with the ground game? Because a lot of times in that situation, partner, we see teams try and roll the quarterback out, give him a little run-pass option, and treat it like a 2-point conversion play. In this case, they went with a little bit more power and got it done.
The extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. So that about as lengthy a drive as you're ever going to see. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Saquon Barkley.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field.
So remember, Charles, last time they were out here, they scored, but they just saw the opposition score, and they're trailing right now, so they're trying to keep pace here. They need a touchdown drive.
Well, if you're a fan of offense, you're loving this, but if you're a fan of defense, this is tough to watch. And it's also tough to keep that up when you just watch your opponent march down the field on a scoring drive that lasts into double-digit snaps. You need to score here not just to follow the momentum from your last drive, but put the onus back on your opponent. And that's what they're doing right now, swapping that onus back and forth.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Looking to throw. McBride. And he finds Howard complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play.
Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Toss left side for Pierce. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Back to throw. McBride.
That's complete to Pierce.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. Looking to throw. McBride. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Dexter Lawrence in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down.
Well, obviously the pass rush gets the glory and the statistics on this play, but the coverage, they deserve a ton of credit too. Denied open windows, erased the quarterback's targets one by one. Everywhere he looked, someone was covered. Only a matter of time before someone got there to bring him down.
The Texans send the punter out as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10.
New York's offense back out there and set to go. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. It sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down.
First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return.
And the Texans will take over. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues. To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
They go play action here on 1st down. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
A run for Pierce out of the gun.
Good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the broken tackle. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
We have reached the 2-minute warning. In fact, just under 2 minutes to play in the opening half of this year's Super Bowl.
On 3rd down, McBride, it's complete, it's goal. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 39. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
That was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw. McBride
to Pierce. They set up the screen.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10.
Delivers another one to Pierce.
And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
Well, hang on a second here, because on that last play, it appears one of the Giants shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. They'll look to throw again. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Howard. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
That's a pretty throw right there. That ball's in the air a long time, but it's right on the money on the right sideline. A really good route. Moving the defenders towards the middle of the field before breaking to the sideline. What a completion there. Big-time arm strength. Very nice route.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime.
2nd down and 4.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And that one finds the ground, breaking a string of 5 straight completions. And it brings up 2nd down. No, 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Looking to throw. McBride. Eluding the pressure right. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A 16-yard touchdown run.
And the Texans are an extra point away from tying up this Super Bowl.
After nearly 30 minutes of football, that touchdown puts us in a position where if they make the extra point, we're right back to even before we start the 2nd half.
Butker on for the PAT. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. A 10-play drive that time and was polished off by the touchdown run from the 16-yard line. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Giants now going to take over late in this 1st half. And they've got just under 50 seconds, so time enough to try to work their way downfield if they so choose. On 1st down, Fields. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Well, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's got some space here. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Now a 1st down throw, Fields.
Escaping the pressure right.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Here's Fields.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields.
And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And that will wind up just short. He had it on line. It ran out of gas at the end. So we've reached halftime here in the Super Bowl as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment. With that, let's get a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Giants. And they've had all sorts of success thus far tonight throwing the football, as they're on pace to throw for 300-plus yards if things continue the way they've been going.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Taking it about the 1.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
The Giants about set to go to begin this third quarter. And through one half at least, this Super Bowl has been everything it was cracked up to be. All tied. What's your key for them, Charles, in the second half?
Simplicity, partner, because in the Super Bowl, with the extra time at halftime, I think some staffs get caught up in trying to design too many things. It's all tied up. They have to remember what they did to get here, put that back into play here in the second half, and I think they'll be all right.
Up the middle with Barkley.
And he'll make it only to the 43, a gain of 2.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
To throw is Fields.
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11.
Back to throw. Fields.
To Barkley on the check down. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
Fields.
And that will be incomplete. And the Giants send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away.
He was covered by Christian Fulton.
And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half. Throwing to start the drive. McBride, he's got Gore. Looking to throw on second down. McBride. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
Going for it with Pierce.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
Over the middle, that's caught by Mechie.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Back to throw. McBride. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage. but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
The good news, they kept the ball. Bad news, it's 3rd and long.
Looking to throw. McBride. Forced out to, and the pressure gets to him again.
Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
The Texans send the punter out, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. Fielded at the 43. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now out come the Giants. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Play action. It's Fields.
On the move to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Now it's Fields.
Flushed out right. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
After the sack, you could understand it maybe being a little bit nervous back there, a little skittish. He looked awfully decisive when he took off and ran.
Very decisive and picked up that first down in the process.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
That's taken in by Duvernay.
And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down. Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Facing a 2nd and 3. Ball on the 10.
Barkley inside handoff. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. They keep it with Barkley on first down. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in.
Barkley.
And Barkley did not get there. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
And I know this quarterback. His instinct, he's going to want to go for it here on 4th and goal. I want to see if the rational heads on the sidelines prevail and they say this late in the game, let's get 3 in the lead. This debate is going to be fun.
And his kick is good. And they take a 17-14 lead.
So, CD, maybe put a pin in that one as this game progresses. It's a field goal that gets him the lead here in the 3rd, but boy, you hate settling for 3 when you're that close to the goal line.
Well, it certainly pains me to say it, but I do think it was the right call. Now, if they lose, you and I both know that'd be one of the things that gets second guessed. Why didn't you go for it on 4th and goal? But I know the mindset was take the points, get the lead. And by the way, if they went for it and got stuffed, they'd second guess that too.
Throwing to start the drive. McBride looking middle, and that's complete. A good gain on first has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Rolling to his right. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. Got exactly what they wanted there out of the RPO and had the defense out of position.
One word for you there, excellent. Because he read all the keys properly, made the right decision, and look at the result. Pretty substantial game.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
1st and 10, it's Pierce. Oh, good move. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 65 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
The running game fully in sync, 1-11 on that play.
And sometimes it comes from the offensive coordinator, understanding what he thinks the defense is going to do and dialing up the perfect play. Sometimes the quarterback, though, can look at the defense, realize he needs to change it to a run, and that gets it done in a big way as well.
Now a play fake here on 1st down.
Swings this one out wide for Pierce.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter.
Up next, the biggest quarter of the entire season. At the end of that, we get to crown a champion. We are through 3 here in Super Bowl 60.
This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Only 1 quarter left here in Super Bowl 60 as we get set to begin the 4th.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. To throw on 3rd down, McBride.
Open man is Mechie, and he's got him.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
They'll run here with Pierce.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal.
Again, it's Pierce.
And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston.
Damian Pierce
taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Texans have regained the lead in the second half of this Super Bowl. This has definitely been a back-and-forth affair, and now they have the lead here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and they gave up the field goal on that last drive, as we remember, but it felt like the offense told them, don't worry about it. We got your backs. We'll come back with a touchdown of our own, and they did.
Butker now to add the extra point. It's up and good to make it 21-17. So that drive goes 8 plays.
And it was Damian Pierce closing things out with a touchdown run.
Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field.
And we're at the time in this Super Bowl where, look, they need points. And they need them badly. Trailing here in the 4th quarter as they begin this drive 1st and 10.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley.
That's to about the 28. 2nd down coming up.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They'll go to Barkley again. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Fields on 3rd down.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
It's J.O.K. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah in there for the sack. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here?
And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and they will take over 1st and 10.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38.
They'll start on the ground with Pierce.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line.
80 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A pickup of 11 and a Texans 1st down.
I know we're the era of wide-open football, a lot of spread formations, more space, but there's still a spot for power football. We just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day.
Throwing on 1st down. McBride. He gets this one to Mechie. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
To throw on 2nd down. McBride. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 28. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
Running it out of the gun with Pierce.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw. McBride. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
Azeez Ojulari, his 2nd sack of the night.
How about that, partner? His 2nd sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls, but only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
And we've got the list here. If he gets another one and everyone behaves nicely, we might just list those out for him. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This will get the lead up to 7. Butker's kick here is good, and that'll make this a 7-point game.
So they hadn't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive because usually kickers like to get that first one out of their system in the 1st quarter, sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
And New York set to take the field.
And it's quickly becoming now or never time in the Super Bowl, trailing by 7 here in the 4th. A pivotal moment in this football game.
They begin with a run by Barkley. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Now Fields.
He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki.
2nd and 7, operating from the 34. Here's Fields.
He rifles one that's intercepted.
Derek Stingley picks it, and the Texans are going to take possession of the football.
Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
Throwing to start the drive. McBride. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40.
Kayvon Thibodeau in there to get him. That is the 6th time that they have sacked him tonight. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Looking to throw. McBride. It's complete. It's Gore.
And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. This looks like a roughing call.
Boy, tight game like this, 4th quarter, personal foul penalties, a no-no.
Yeah, we know the emotions are running high. The tensions are the same. Who can control them best could ultimately win it.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game.
Pierce will try to pick it up.
And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3.
105 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in this Super Bowl.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
They'll run for it with Pierce.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
On 2nd down, here's Pierce.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown.
Dameon Pierce,
his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And the Texans are starting to pull away in the 4th quarter of this Super Bowl. What a huge touchdown that was, obviously, here in the late stages of the 4th quarter as they try to put this one away.
And, Brandon, when they watch the film after this week, they'll be very proud of every rep if they close this game out. Just a few snaps remaining. They can't relax just yet.
Butker on for the PAT. And the lead is up to 14. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told.
And it was Dameon Pierce closing things out with a touchdown run.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
The Giants now down on the scoreboard. 1:53 remaining. They've come so far this year, but they need 2 quick scores late in this Super Bowl. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
Fields hit, and the ball is loose.
Unfortunately, he's able to recover himself, but the clock's still rolling here. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle.
And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Fields now to throw.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Fourth down. Fields has to have this one into the hands of Beckham.
But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that may write a finish to this Super Bowl. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
The Texans getting set here to take over again on offense.
And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that.
Here's Pierce on the counter.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
And Pierce gets it again on second down.
And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. The Giants going to burn their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. On third down, McBride. Flush to his right. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth. Butker's kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So the big return had them fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a first down.
And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
Another drive coming up for New York's offense. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football.
This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Down to a knee here as the Texans look to let the clock roll. Time for this one final knee to put a bow on this title bout. And the Lone Star State has a new champion. It's the Houston Texans, kings of the Super Bowl. And to the Super Bowl champions, they etch their name forever in NFL immortality.
That's pretty phenomenal right there. It actually gave me chills just to hear you say that, because immortality forever and ever. When you look in the record books, you'll see this team, you'll see their picture, that your name will be a part of it. That's got to be an incredible feeling, because it's been a long journey to get there, and now they get a chance to enjoy it.